Well, hello there. Today we are going to see a very interesting software application that some of you might have heard of, some of you might have even seen, but largely you may not really know what goes on behind the scenes. So the application that we are going to discuss today is Photosynth, which is from Microsoft Live Labs, and portions of the algorithm have been developed by Microsoft Research. Now, what does Photosynth do? So Photosynth creates this 3D panoramic view of a number of 2D images, basically by stitching them together or by overlapping them through recognition of similar areas. I know at this point it sounds a bit vague, so I will just go ahead and show you the demo, and I guess you'll be able to grasp it better after that. So let us actually look into this album of a number of images that I have. So I would like to bring your focus to this particular picture. Now this picture is of a building called as the MM Convention Center. This was basically the official venue of Microsoft DreamSpark Yatra Chennai 2010. Now if you look into this picture and you look into the picture next to it, you will see that these both are of the same places. So basically both pictures are different pictures, yes, but they have a lot of repetition in terms of the content within them. If I try zooming in for trying to focus on that logo, you can see that it keeps pixelating as I go forward. Why I am doing the zooming in, I will explain to you later. But basically the idea is when you take a number of snaps of a particular location, you are bound to have repetition across these images. So what Photosynth does is basically look for these repetitions and look for these similarities across different images and kind of overlap them with each other so that you can get a 3D panoramic view around which you can pan around. So it becomes a complete virtual environment around which you can see the different features to a lot of clarity. Now if you wanted to see how to make this, all you needed to do was go to your browser and go on to photosynth.net. So this is the basic site of Photosynth, where you have a number of synths that have already been created by others, and you can also create your own synths. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to upload, and it is telling me create a synth. So at this point when I say create a synth, it might ask you to download a software application if you have not already done so. I have already done that, so I'm just going to go ahead and say allow. So what Photosynth is doing now is it is signing into my account, and after that it will let me upload a number of pictures of which I want to create a synth. So I say add photos, and this is the photos of the MM Convention Center. I add all these pictures to the project. I just name it anything that I want to, and I just go ahead and say synth. Now if you notice, there are 115 photos here. So the more the number of photos and the more the similarity across these pictures, of course you'll be getting more of detail in your synth. Now what does Photosynth do? So when you actually look into the project, you'll be able to understand it better. Now it is trying to analyze the pictures for similarities and generate a 3D environment out of it. This based on number of pictures you provide and the resolution of these pictures. It is going to get time because obviously it has to upload these pictures and then analyze them. Now I have already done this project for you, so I'm just going to cancel this and go ahead and say MM Convention Center. Now if I would have completed the uploading of that particular project, it would have yielded this result. Now first let me show you our 2D pictures to let you know that yes, this is the same project that we are working on. So if you can see, this is the first picture that I showed you, and then this is the second one. What you're seeing right now, as in when I zoom out, I can see it pretty well, but when I zoom in, again it gets sharpened and I can still see it pretty well. Now if I were to go ahead and zoom in onto that logo, it pixelates now and then it sharpens again. So this is in contrast to the previous in the starting the demo that I showed you, that when I actually zoomed in, it pixelated but did not sharpen later because that was just a still image. But this uses something called as the deep zoom technology or the C-Dragon technology. More about this I guess you can search in your favorite search engine. We will not discuss that in detail right now. Now these are all the still images that I had uploaded on the web through Photosynth. Now let us see what Photosynth has done through this. So as you can see, what Photosynth has done is kind of blend all these pictures that have a repeated portion or a repeated occurrence in them and create a 3D environment for me to actually pan around. And I can zoom in into any of these pictures so that I get more of a detail. Now you can see the sharpness that is coming in from this picture. That is basically because 3 or 4 pictures have been overlapped, and their common features have been highlighted to give you this kind of sharpness in the images. So this has like created a complete 3D environment. Now although this is the only portion of the picture that we have taken, that is why we are only able to pan around here, but if you take off a larger portion, you'll obviously get a larger synth. Now what Photosynth does is basically a 2-step procedure. Your first step is involving the analysis of multiple photographs in terms of similarities between them. This can be in terms of, say, the angle, distance, color, lighting, region, all of those. And it creates a kind of a 3D geometry or a 3D environment from these pictures. Now what it does in the second step is actually the display and navigation through a 3D point cloud of features identified in the first step. So if you see this picture, and obviously those who have been to this place know that this building has an outer arc or an outer curvature that goes along this line. Now you can see that on the 2D image, but let us see what Photosynth has done. So as you can see, the major features that are there in the building has been created into a 3D point cloud by Photosynth. So you can actually see the complete arc coming here. Now if I go in for the overhead projection, you can see that the complete arc has been formed here of the original building. Now the best part is it also shows you from what angle the lighting has been captured. So if you see here, the lighting has been captured from this particular portion, and when I actually zoom in, it shows that yes, it is a sideways picture. So Photosynth does these two things, and it creates this complete environment for you to pan around, and that I think is really fun. Now how useful is this apart from being a fun demo to preview? Imagine an ideology where, say, there is a place which number of people visit, like suppose the Taj Mahal. I'm sure people have created synthesis of the Taj Mahal. Now if there are a number of pictures available across the net of this particular place, then you can actually combine all this on Photosynth and create complete 3D views of this one place, and give people a complete 3D environment even without them actually having to visit the place. Now that's how powerful this technology is. So at this junction I'm pretty far, but when I zoom in, I can actually zoom into the Arabic scriptures that are there on the building, if you see. So again the deep zoom comes into play and it sharpens out the whole image, and now you can see this. So that's how powerful this technology really is. So I will let you go ahead. I'll leave you the link here, that is photosynth.net. So go ahead, try practicing your own synths, try creating some cool synths and impressing your friends. And if you have any queries, you can always get back to me. So have fun with Photosynth, and more in general, have fun with technology. Thanks.